My name is Mark Fergus. One of the executive producers and writers on the show, and my writing partner and Hawk Osby and I essentially, I guess the correct term is developed it for TV. I think that's how it's being called. To develop the novel for television.
That's the story you're giving us, right?
That's right.
You're sticking to it.
That's what I've been told is the proper term.
What are the challenges working with these books have a lot of fans?
Yeah.
What's the challenge of taking that and turning it?
I think the main thing was just never having to fake it. We just read them and we loved these books because they were telling a story that we had always been wondering, like why sci-fi seems to jump ahead to when technology is really advanced and alien life has been discovered and light speed, everything's kind of done. It sort of jumps out, and we always were looking for what happened in the 100, 200, 300 years of leaving Earth and getting out there and fumbling our way out to the solar system. First colonization, first, breaking away of a colony from Earth. Like all this interesting human stuff that was the hard business of humanity evolving and getting out into space. Not only technologically, but we go out there because we can, not because we've evolved, not because we want to spread humanity to the stars. We just go out because now we've developed engines that can get us to Mars quickly or to the asteroid belt, so we go. And why are we there? We can't even take care of our own planet, and yet we're going out to inhabit more planets and toxify more worlds. And we're not bringing lessons with us. We're just going because it's possible. So that whole period in human history that sci-fi tends to skip, we were like, that's really the interesting story, and the books really lived in that place. And
But doesn't it have to be like a financial motive to do it as well?
let's say again.
Doesn't it have to be a financial motive to do it?
Yeah. I mean, to expand out and to resources and colonization and all this stuff. So I guess that sort of goes back to that's usually the motives that drive things, which are when a new land can be discovered, it must immediately be conquered or inhabited or exploited. If we find resources somewhere, we can't. I mean, if Antarctica falls into the sea, there's going to be all these resources under the ice that everyone's going to rush there and start mining things that were never accessible before. Like, why is that our first instinct instead of let's take a deep breath and figure out how to maintain the planet that we've broken so badly? Like there's this rush out to the next frontier always. It's in our DNA. We just go to the next frontier, and we love that the books are living in a world where they're exploring, like, not only that we are doing it, but why are we doing it, and what are we bringing with us, all our old problems, all our old hatreds, and going out there and bringing humanity, like sort of like it's almost like we feel like if there was an evolution of humankind, then we're the next level is to go out into the stars, and after we've evolved as people in our own hearts, instead of just immediately racing out for new real, it's just real estate. Then it's not like we're going out into the solar system to find out the nature of the universe or get closer to God or whatever. We're just going because technology allows us to go now, and sort of one of the things the show explores is why is that? Is that all we're about? Is that all humankind is about? Is territory, resources, tribalism, all the old stuff? Like, is that all we're about, or is there something more that we can become? And that's really the sweep of these books. And so we just fell in love with them. Like these guys, they're painting this canvas that we've always kind of wanted to play in, and so the challenges were first falling in love with the material, and then just saying we can't wait to find a way to tell this visually.
Are you following like certain books, or how much are you covering in that?
Yeah, we're covering as much as the production would handle, and we did 10 episodes in our first go round, and we got a big chunk into Leviathan Wakes, and we're kind of just going at the speed of, as I think the Babylon 5 creator said, at the speed of plot. You go as fast as your story wants to, needs to, and also what you can afford, because there's a lot of crazy challenges in the Expanse where, usually in a show you create a world and then you live with it for 10 seasons. You build something beautiful and then you hang out there. You build a ship and you hang out there, and these books are constantly moving, new worlds, new ships, and so it's really tough on a production to keep on building things and then not using them for a long time. So we have to factor all that in. And
so Ty and Daniel, they're pretty much working closely with you as well on
yeah,
this material, right?
yeah. We met them over the phone. I guess a lot of people were interested in these books. We just talked to them over the phone. I used to live in Albuquerque. They're from Albuquerque. And we just talked on the phone, and we really liked each other, and we really were talking about the same kind of story. And so we they were really like open about like do what you got to do, and kind of adapt. I know adaptations, because a lot of the adaptations we worked on in past, we go where the story needs to go. It's not always about being faithful to the books. But these were, in a way, you wanted to be faithful to them in many respects, because they were written very cinematically, and we decided that they should be in the writer's room and they should be part of it, and they've been an unbelievable resource, not only like what's coming in the series, but how ships work, how spin work. They have a tremendous amount of knowledge about every aspect of the world they've created, and they're crazy good screenwriters for just having started screenwriting. You're supposed to like apprentice for 10 years and learn your craft, and they just say, yeah, we'll write a script, and they're like, all right, give it a shot, and they were great at it, of course. They're like, they're great at everything. But it's been a joy. They're such great guys, and to have their full. People were like, yikes, that could be scary, that could be messy, that could really get into butting heads, and it has been a complete joy and a complete opposite experience of what you were cautioned slightly against, that you could end up butting heads with the novelist, and it's been nothing but collaboration. And when we change something in the books, we fight for it, and we argue it out, and it's the best idea wins, and usually they can convince us why something was very specific in the books that shouldn't be messed with, and we'll often convince them that we want to do this for this reason, because we want to evolve what you did in the books and take it somewhere new, because it worked well as an internal monologue, but now we got to dramatize it, so it's a different medium. So it's been they're teaching us a ton, and I think we're teaching them a ton about our different mediums, and it's been we were their back for if we make more shows, they're going to be even more involved, because it was just great. It was so fun.
Consider it came out of Ty's idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that universe is just kind of out there.
Yeah.
For you to almost play with, so it kind of lends itself
yeah.
to that little bit of puzzle board.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to stay straight to the
Yeah. We for example, we took a character from the second book and brought her forward all the way to, because we really want to make sure that the wellspring of the whole story is Earth, and we need a perspective into Earth, and it's hard to tell that story never going to Earth, never being there, and she's the cool character from Earth, so we just decided there's no reason to wait on that story. She's too cool. There's no way we're going to wait a whole season to introduce her. So it was that moved. Now we've created a big gap in the second batch of shows, because we've taken her forward. So now we have to say, what was she doing during that first book? She certainly had a perspective. She just wasn't in the book. Now that we've moved her forward, we have a much more interesting springboard to tell her story from book 2, knowing that we're not just meeting her. So it changes everything, but it's great.
Can you talk a little bit about what it means to you on this show?
Yeah, I mean, it's we've been here a couple of times over the years for shows we're proud of, and we just really to bring this here has been. We really wanted to make sure it was ready on time, because this is a place where, it's a place where the fans, like the people who love these kinds of stories, this is like it's probably the toughest audience you'll face, but it's also the most loving and open, and when you look at the revolution in TV, it's because of this place and because of fans. Like the quality level of how TV has gone is because the great fans want them, they embrace them, and now if you don't want to try for that bar, they're not in. This is where the standard was set. So it's a real honor to come here and be try, for the first time show it to fans who helped create this TV revolution. I mean, it's pretty awesome to be able to say, hey, check out our show first, because we really feel like the bar is so high especially in television now. And if the fans here didn't set that standard, didn't embrace the shows, and didn't sort of make people work harder at telling stories, we wouldn't be having these great shows. So, I think the fans know it, and it's just people who love great stories, like difficult, challenging, awesome stories that are the best that storytelling can be. And it's so awesome that it's mainstream now. It's not like some fringe thing. This is the new standard, and everybody's got to. If you want to play in the arena, you gotta show up with some good work. Otherwise, people will be like, that's not up to the new standard, and it's great. So we're really honored to be able.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you.